Today, let us discuss on the role of voluntary organization and the promotion and protection of women's rights. The spirit of voluntary organizations movement and activities have undoubtedly manifested in a number of spheres and in a wide spectrum of programs, more particularly after the independence of India. The state as an important institution for the promotion and protection of women's rights, it is also committed under the Constitution of India to discharge its constitutional obligation coupled with the international obligation. On the other hand, people also do have moral as well as legal duty toward the humanity. It is not that their duty is only to disseminate the knowledge and information to the needy people, but it is also their equally important obligation to help others by raising the voice against the discrimination, oppression, and exploitation of women. This is perhaps one of the main reasons why and how the human rights NGOs have become the most concerned social institution for safeguarding the rights and freedom of women. Such NGOs are the new names of voluntary organizations, which are found as old as human civilization. Literally, the NGOs are the independent, non-profitable, apolitical, and voluntary organizations formed by a group of people consisting of different walks of life. Civil liberties became the commonly accepted word for the right activists in India, especially with the formation of Indian Civil Liberties Union, in short ICLU, in 1936. The latter civil liberties are normally understood as the basic fundamental right which have been recognized and guaranteed by the Constitution of India. Therefore, the individuals have the fundamental right to associate and unite themselves under Article 19, Clause 1A and C of the Constitution of India, provided such associations do not contradict the provisions of Article 19, Clause 3 of the Constitution. Apart from the constitutional mandate to form association or the voluntary unions, many statutory enactments passed by the legislature have also incorporated relevant provisions for the roles of the voluntary organizations working in different fields, considering their credential values and contribution to the governance, development, other welfare programs of government. For instance, Section 12, Clause 1 of the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993 lays down that the National Human Rights Commission as well as the State Human Rights Commission shall encourage the efforts of the voluntary organization and institutions working in the field of human rights. Such statutory commissions should also seek their cooperation in bringing to the light and to curb down the violation of women's rights as far as possible in India. Indeed, such statutory bodies keep relying on the information and reports prepared and submitted by the voluntary organization as the most reliable and authentic information of human rights violation. The International Human Rights NGO have also played an important role not only at global level but also at the national and state level. Such voluntary organizations have the unique features of cooperating and coordinating with all the voluntary organizations working at the local, state, national, regional, and international level among themselves. It is worth mentioning the important contributions made by those international voluntary organizations especially to the adoption of the United Nations Charter of 1945, in which the precise inclusion of human rights provisions are made with the help and assistance of such voluntary organizations. Article 71 of the Charter enables the Economic and Social Council to recognize and encourage the works of the voluntary organization working in the area of human rights. Hence, the United Nations has also acknowledged the credibility and expertise of many non-governmental organizations. Some of the NGOs have also enjoyed the consultative status of United Nations human rights body. It is evident that even though Article 71 of the Charter refers only to the United Nations ECOSOC, the role of human rights NGO and their consultative status have gradually been recognized and accepted globally throughout the entire UN system. On the other hand, the era of globalization and liberalization has brought a new dynamic role of human rights NGOs, especially of those organizations working for promotion and protection of human rights of individuals at the national as well as at the global level. As a result, such organizations become the backbone of every progressive civil society, and at the same time, they have also been facing a lot of practical difficulties while engaging with their activities. The adoption of United Nations Declaration on the Rights and Responsibilities of Individuals, Groups and Organs of Society to promote and protect universally recognized human rights and fundamental freedom in 1998, in short, the protection of human rights defenders, is a case in point in which the works and contribution of such NGOs working in the field of human rights have been recognized and accepted by the international community. Therefore, it can be mentioned that the global recognition of such NGOs and realization of their involvement have brought a laurel for the legitimacy of NGOs and their movement. In the context of India, the legitimacy of NGO and interface between the government and such NGOs are governed and regulated by the law of the land as well as by the various statutory laws such as the Society Registration Act, the Indian Trust Act, the Trade Union Act, the Company Act, and the Cooperative Act. It is also equally true that the legitimacy and credibility of such human rights NGO rests in large part on the objectivity of fact findings and their integrity in applying the human rights standards and norms. The human rights NGOs working in the area of promotion and protection of women's rights not only put pressure on the local and national government whenever and wherever deprivation of women's rights takes place, but also plays a vital role at the regional and global level as well. However, those NGOs can still be characterized, especially on the basis of many grounds. For instance, the mandate, the structure, the size of organization, the source of their support, their approaches, way of functioning, and method of dealing issues, etc. They engage in various fields of human rights of women, such as the right to life, health, education, and other issues like gender discrimination, violence against women, etc. Before we discuss about the function of those NGOs working in the field of promotion and protection of women's rights, it is also equally important to know the types of organizations which are dealing with issues of women's rights from different perspectives. Broadly, we may classify two types of such NGOs. Number one, Those NGOs which do not have the clear mandate for promotion and protection of women's rights, however, they get involved and participate in the process of demanding punishment to the offenders who have committed atrocities against women, as well as in the process of seeking reliefs and remedies for the women. They can be considered as the general NGOs, which normally take their initiative along with other NGOs. Number two, the other type of NGOs are those which have their clear mandate for safeguarding the right of women in the society. They usually focus on various issues relating to women's right to life, liberty, dignity, status, survival, equality, empowerment, development, and participation, among others. Irrespective of the type of NGO, every NGO working in the field of human rights at different levels either associate with or involve itself in the movement of promotion and protection of women's rights. For instance, we may cite the role of student bodies which have often joined hands with other civil organizations while protesting the violation of women's rights in democratic way. Therefore, it is found to be a common phenomenon that whether it is a women volunteer organization or a student body or other human rights organization, they would work and associate themselves spontaneously for the common cause of safeguarding women's rights. Apart from the above mentioned NGO, some NGOs working for promotion and protection of women's rights, particularly in the state of Manipur, are the Joint Action Committee, JAC in short, and Mairapaibi, Women Torchbearer, which are found to be unique in their organizational function and activities. There are many other civil organizations such as Naga People's Movement for Human Rights, the Kuki Human Rights Organization, the Civil Liberties and Human Rights Organization, the Committee on Human Rights, the Human Rights Alert, the Human Rights Law Network, and others which have also involved and participated in safeguarding women's rights in the state. Both national and international human rights NGOs, in association with the local NGOs, are found involving and participating actively in several cases of women's rights violations whenever such issues occur. For instance, the NGO like Northeast Coordination Committee on Human Rights, in short NICOHR, which is an umbrella of various human rights groups of Northeast of India, has involved in mobilizing and molding public opinion and also participated actively in protesting and demanding for justice to the victim women by launching wider regional campaigns against the atrocities committed to disadvantaged section of society. Another national women's rights organization is the People Union for Democratic Rights, in short PUDR, which is one of the oldest national human rights NGO. It acts not only as a fact-finding voluntary organization of human rights, violation of citizens and individuals, but it has also been making conscious efforts to reflect the views of the affected women and views of government authorities, political leaders, police, army and paramilitary forces. The People Union for Civil Liberties, PUCL, is also a popular national human rights NGO in India. Similarly, the PUCL collects the information by conducting its own investigations into the violation of women's rights whenever it happened. Organizations directly interview the victim woman, public leader, concerned public authority, among others. Despite the various national human rights NGOs' involvement and participation in the process of promoting and protecting women's rights in the entire nation, there are also some other women's organizations movement which have spontaneously emerged out against the gross violation of women's rights and dignity committed by the state authority. To mention one of such incidents was the case of Tukaram versus State of Maharashtra, AR 1979, Supreme Court page number 185, popularly known as Mathura rape case, in which a tribal girl named Mathura was raped in the police custody by two constables. However, the concerned district court acquitted the accused offenders and the matter went up to the High Court, where the district court's decision was reversed and the two offenders were convicted. Later, the High Court decision was reversed by the Supreme Court on certain technical grounds. The women group filed review petition in the Supreme Court. However, there was no change in the earlier judgment. It was found clear that the women organizations started reacting against a strong patriarchal Indian society, inter alia the conventional practice of Indian criminal justice system. In addition to few local national NGOs, some of the international human rights NGOs conduct their own investigation into the violation of human rights. To name one of such global NGO is Amnesty International, which is the leading international human rights NGO in the world. During the Operation Blue Bath conducted by the Assam Rifle in and around Oinam village of Manipur in 1987, in which at least 15 Nagas were illegally and summarily executed by the Assam Rifle. Even the women and children were not spared. Several women were tortured, raped, and even children were forced to die while in detentions due to the army denial of medical care. The Amnesty International revealed this in the fact-finding report of the incident that the government of India need to constitute an impartial and independent inquiry body in order to investigate the alleged crime committed by the armed forces personnel against innocent citizens. Accordingly, the Amnesty International made a strong recommendation to the government of India in this regard. In another case, named Anjawi rape case, that took place on 4th August 1996, in which two Maha Regiment personnel were involved, the Amnesty International urged upon the government of India to ensure that all such allegations of torture, rape and killing of women should be promptly and impartially investigated into, and those found to be guilty should also be brought to the justice without delay. The organization also stated that rape of women by the security forces has often been used as an instrument of torture in the state of Manipur. These voluntary organizations are found to be the soul of democracy. They extend their activities even beyond their own community and they reach out to those victims of human rights violations wherever they belong to. They act as intermediator because they have become the common accepted channel between the victim woman and the concerned government authority. On the other hand, it is quite apparent that the victim individual cannot easily approach the governmental authority to get justice due to many practical constraints and limitations, such as illiteracy, poverty, fear, etc. The very objective for setting up wide range of movement and wide range of network of NGOs working in the field of human rights, including women's rights, is primarily to resist violation and deprivation of human rights of citizens whenever and wherever such issues is occurred. The crucial aspect of the NGO is the credibility of their accurate findings and their capability of unveiling what the concerned government authority intends to hide and conceal it. Hence, recognition and realization of effective involvement of NGOs have become the most significant in the contemporary progressive society that need to be carefully dealt with by the government.